Hey, welcome back. Firefighters, law enforcement, and community members took on a challenge to honor the first responders who died 18 years ago on September 11th. People paraded around the block. You can see that there at the Wells Fargo Tower in downtown Roanoke for the 5th annual 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb. More than 350 people climbed the equivalent of 110 stories. That's the height of the World Trade Center. Leo Hurstbrunner, our Creative Services Director, Joni, and I all participated. Proceeds from the event helped the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation create and keep programs that'll support fire service survivors. Need to hear back more specific numbers from yesterday's stair climb here in Roanoke. I know that it was pretty close. If it wasn't a record-breaking year, it was pretty close to record-breaking in terms of the turnout. So hopefully we raised a lot of money. It's well worth it.
Yeah, they were pretty optimistic that they had one of their bigger years, so that's always encouraging.
It was truly such an honor to be able to do that. It was tough, but so well worth it.
And she's not sore today, yet.
Hey, welcome back. The Liberty Flames went on the road. Your Liberty Flames. Looking for their first win of the year. Well, VMI came home to Lexington for their home opener. WDBJ7's Anthony Romano has highlights from both games this morning in sports. All right, we got a stunning upset to tell you about this morning at the U.S. Open after 19-year-old Bianca Andreescu defeated Serena Williams. The Canadian, who ranked outside the top 200 just a year ago, won the women's tournament this weekend. Now, despite Williams' loss, it is a sport that's hugely successful. U.S. Tennis CEO Gordon Smith says it's because of those trailblazers, people like Billie Jean King and Serena Williams. A victory for Williams would have tied her for the most Grand Slam titles in women's tennis history. All right, this is pretty cool. A lot of us may remember these. One of the 80s cultural icons is making a comeback. Sony is releasing a new version of its Walkman. I don't know what you play on it. As the device approaches its 40th birthday, this anniversary edition does not. Oh, there we go. This is what happens when you don't read ahead of time. It doesn't actually play cassettes, but it's designed to look like it. It's actually an Android-powered music player that can store up to 16 gigabytes and connects to Wi-Fi. Sony plans to sell it for about $500. Do you know what else Canada is the home to in terms of ketchup?
No.
Ketchup-flavored potato chips.
That's such
and they're amazing.
Random fact, but I love it.
They're really good. All right, anyway, New York Fashion Week got dangerously cheesy this week, as was that, but it's cool. It was all dedicated to Cheetos. Guests were treated to manicures, hairstyles, and makeup that fit the Cheetos theme. And of course, there were plenty of Cheetos on hand to snack on as models strutted down the catwalk in their Cheetos-inspired outfits. Would you wear anything like that?
I mean, I'm not opposed. Orange kind of looks all right on me. So.
It's a good color. All right, time to take a look at what's trending this morning. It is Hug Your Hound Day, but it's not just about hugging your four-legged pal. Dog owners are encouraged to see the world from their canine's perspective and make it safer for them. That means child-proofing locks and cabinets, removing anything that's broken, throw away all choking hazards, and of course, don't forget to treat your pup to an extra walk and then some hugs. Maybe throw them a bone as well. All right, Patriots fan lines up outside the Pro Shop at Gillette Stadium to get their hands on the latest version of Robert Kraft's Nike Air Force One sneakers. Once again, the football team and Nike teamed up to create the limited edition shoe, helping raise money for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Boston. As is tradition, Kraft greeted fans. You can see him there outside the store and signed those sneakers, even giving out tickets to some lucky fans. All right, so from Foxborough to the Oakland Raiders. They announced they did release Antonio Brown. This has been pretty dramatic for the last several weeks, who immediately signed a one-year deal with the New England Patriots.
Back to Foxborough.
The Raiders voided the $29+ million contract worth of guaranteed money in his deal by fining him. Brown spent most of the training camp attempting to resolve an issue with his helmet. He was fined for missing time there. Also got into a verbal altercation with his general manager, Mike Mayock, over those fines, and was then fined for that altercation. God's Pit Crew is collecting donations to send to the Bahamas. They're collecting various things, everything from bottled water and food to paper towels and sanitary products. Donations will continue to be collected until that trailer is full, and then it will head immediately to the Bahamas. They will continue collecting donations today between 11 and 5 o'clock outside of Willow Tree Antiques in Roanoke. And if you'd like to help people who have been most affected by the hurricane, we have a list of places you can donate this weekend. That's up on our website, WDBJ7.com. President Trump says he's pulled the plug on a secret meeting with Taliban leaders. He tweeted saying the officials were set to travel to the U.S. yesterday for peace talks. which would have been held at Camp David, but the president also saying in a tweet he scrapped the meeting after the Taliban took credit for an attack that killed 12 people, including a U.S. soldier. Many of the Democratic candidates went to New Hampshire to convince voters they are the one who can beat President Trump in 2020. Weijia Jiang reports from the White House. And I'm Caitlin Francis. New this morning, a 5.4 magnitude earthquake was reported in China this morning. The China Earthquake Network's center says it struck part of a province in southwest China about 6:40 a.m. local time. So far, one death has been reported, and officials say at least 29 others are hurt. Also in China, demonstrators in Hong Kong marched to the U.S. consulate today to help gain international support for their movement. The planned march from a Central Park to the embassy followed more violence between police and protesters overnight. Hong Kong has been the site of unrest all summer long, triggered by a proposed law that would have allowed criminal suspects to be sent to mainland China for trial. The government promised to withdraw that bill, but has failed to appease the demonstrators. On to an update this morning, the director of the media lab at MIT resigned this weekend as the school launched an independent investigation related to Jeffrey Epstein. The accusations allege the director and at least one other person made sure Epstein's name was not associated with donations made to the lab. Internal communications and other documents show Epstein was a key influence on incoming donations. The president of MIT released a statement announcing the director's resignation. Dorian, now weakened to a hurricane-force post-tropical cyclone, made landfall in Canada. Take a look at this. You can see some of those big white-capped waves there on the coast near Nova Scotia. Wind speeds recorded at nearly 93 miles per hour. Hurricane warnings were up in effect for parts of the eastern coast overnight. Thankfully, that storm's moving on out of the area. And here locally, Brent, we're looking at a very nice but dry forecast.
Caitlin.
I know. We can't seem to get rid of summer temperatures.
I know.
You know, that air conditioning has definitely been getting a workout all summer long. Probably have to keep it on for at least a little bit longer.
Yep.
Here's something to add to the calendar. The Beaver Dam Sunflower Festival is happening this weekend. They did say because of lack of rain, the flowers are a little shorter than last year, growing about 58 inches. The festival continues next weekend. It runs from 10 to 5 each day. Tickets are just $5. And the festival is at Beaver Dam Farm on Wheatland Road in Buchanan.